We're back with another day in my life real estate photographer edition, and today we're going to talk about the disadvantages of real estate photography. So as you see, I've arrived at my first home of the day, and I'm heading up to the front door to put in the access code so I can gain access to the home. Unfortunately, the code was not working, and I went to my car to attempt to call the property manager on site, to no avail. So I arrived at house number 2, and I'm heading to the front door with all of my supplies because the plan is to get into the home so I can photograph it. Unfortunately, was not able to access this home either due to the exact same issue as the last home. And that's the biggest problem with doing real estate photography, is being able to access these homes. It can really throw a wrench in your plans. However, we arrived at house number 3 today, and this home wants 15 photos, so let's go ahead and knock those out. And in my last video, I talked about a few ways to get in and out of a home in 30 minutes. So one of my main tips is to start by photographing the front of the home, doing the Zillow of the front of the home, so that once you gain access, you're literally able to rock and roll through the house. If you've made it this far into the video, comment me either a camera emoji or a home related emoji. After putting in the code, the typical house will have a key in the lockbox. I'm able to gain access to the home, and once I get in, I literally start what I call my prepping process. The prepping process always includes turning on all the lights. I walk through the home and make sure that all of the windows are open. A few of the other things I make sure to do is make sure that ceiling fans are turned off. I'm 5'2", so I'm not always able to reach those ceiling fans. So that's one of the trade-offs that I have to do when it comes to my personal process as a real estate photographer. And then I also make sure that I go into all the restrooms. I make sure that any closets or any doors are open that need to be open. And I also make sure that any toilet seats that are open, just like this one, are put down. And then I go through the same process in every single room, in every single bathroom. If the home has a basement, I make sure I go down to the basement to open up all of those windows. I close all the doors that aren't needed. And what I'm also doing simultaneously is figuring out what's the best layout or the best camera placement to show the home in its full entirety. The main goal when doing real estate photography is to show the home in its beauty. So I want everyone who is viewing the home to see the home as if they were viewing it for the first time. So this is where the process gets repetitive. If it's a bigger house, I do have to go in every single restroom and every single room and make sure that the closets are open, that there's nothing that's on the floor that I don't have to move out of the way. And then once I'm able to get everything set up, I can start my photography process. So let's head back in to get my camera set up and start taking photos. I like to start in the kitchen because that's typically the meeting point of all homes. And I make sure I raise my camera tripod when I'm in the kitchen or in the restroom. So with real estate photography, after doing this for about 2 years now, I kind of have mastered the type of shots that I like to get throughout the home, including living rooms, kitchens, bathrooms, and even shots that include the hallway. As far as my camera specs, I'm using a Canon 5D Mark IV, and I'm also using a Canon 16 to 35 millimeter lens. So I found for me, 16 millimeters is perfect because depending on the angle I get, I can get majority of a room and including some of the hallway in some of the shots. Some of the obvious things that you also will need is a tripod so that you can have your camera steady and at the same height for all the shots, and a portable flash so that when you're going in and out of rooms, your flash can compensate for how bright or dark a room may be. Once I'm done photographing all of the rooms, I make sure that I go back through, turn off all the lights, I close any doors that didn't need to be open, and then I take any last shots that I may need. As you see this shot, I saw it on an angle, so I went ahead and took that shot. Here are a few of the images from the real estate photography day, and I hope you guys enjoy. Come back soon for another video.